Okay, today we're going to cover replacing the LED, the interior lights on a GX470 to LED lights. There's quite a few different lights in there that we'll cover. The most common are the 194 LED replacements. This one will allow us to replace the courtesy light in the door to a bright white instead of an incandescent light. These here are the BA9S T4W 5-watt LEDs that will replace the push up, push down light, push on, push off light rather in the front. As you can see, they have little notches on them. And then this one here is the DE3175. Sometimes they're referred to as 3021 or 3022, but mostly DE3175 LED light. This will fit the middle and the rear. However, one thing I will caution you on the replacement of this is you can get any of them and they'll replace the middle just fine. But in the back, you'll want one that's just a little bit bigger. And so they make them in 30 millimeter, I believe is the standard size. You'll want 31 millimeters. That will keep you from having to solder anything or make any modifications to the bracketing in the back light. For some reason, that clip back there it needs just a little bit longer light. The only ones that we're not going to cover, and I believe, are the map lights in the front right by the push lights, and the ones in the door and the glove box. I think those are 74, and they kind of have an orange tinge to them. I'm okay with those. I don't actually want to replace those to a bright white color, so I'm going to leave those alone. So most of the kits that you order from like Amazon, you can always use a small flathead screwdriver. Looks like this. So we've already got them installed. Okay, the trick to the door courtesy ones, this is the driver's side passenger door, is to work your way in with the tool from this side. And the reason being is there's a metal tension clasp that sits on the back side. So as the light kind of narrows down on this side, you want to pull from this side. And that's the same way on the driver's side and the passenger side. And then when you go to the other side, pull this way. And so just the opposite. But once you're able to pull that out, all you have to do is undo that connector by pushing down on this clasp. Actually, you don't even really need to do that. You can just pull the tab here on the top, and don't lose this metal clasp, which just slides into there. I did have one, the first time I did it, the damn clasp fell down in here and down at the bottom of the door, and I ended up having to pop the panel off. But to avoid that, just pull this way, the clasp should come out and all. And then you just want to make sure that you got a good fitment of the light in there. So see how that one's going on and off? That one definitely needs to be adjusted. So I'm going to pop the plastic off and get that in there. You may even want to take the time and lightly solder in there. You don't have to, but you should. You don't want it driving and flickering on and off, I guess. Even though they should only come on when the door is open, but that's not acceptable. So we'll get that fixed, and I want to test the other three around the door. Actually, we'll test on this video. I don't think the other ones do that. That one does. There you go. Nope, we're good. Yeah, so anyhow, but that's how you do those. And then in the next video series, we will do the courtesy lights on the outside, which is pretty sure these are 194s, but there's that one and then this one right here. We'll get those done, and the other side. So now your incandescent lights are going to be hot. So on this one, I like to pull from the inside down this way, and then same for this side down, and I'll show you that momentarily. As you can see, that's kind of where the clasp is. So it sits in there like that. So when we put it back, we'll put it back like that, pop it in, and there's your bulb. And really, you got enough clearance there You just push the old bulb in, turn it to the side to where the little notch on the bulb is, pull it straight out, you'd be good to go. The LED bulbs don't really have any heat on them and are much cooler. And that's that. And we do the other one the same way. And these are the two map lights that I was talking about that we just won't mess with. Same with these guys on the door handle. There's a map light up in here that's kind of an orange color. I'm not going to mess with those either. Alright, moving on. Back first. Okay, so this one I found easiest to pull from the back side, and just a plastic piece right there, that's all it takes. And that's that festoon light. See if I can get it to go off here. As you can see, this is the one I was talking about. It needs to be 31 millimeters. It just fits a lot better, but basically it just pushes in there one side, and then you have a little bendy clasp right here on the other side to push out. As I was saying, if it doesn't come on, just reverse the bulb. So just take it out, put it the opposite direction, and it'll come back on, and just reverse the polarity, and it'll be good to go. And this is super easy to put back on. You just place the two tabs in at kind of a 45-degree angle, like so. It's hard to do one-handed, and snaps right into place. There you go. And now we'll go to the middles. The middle one, if I remember right, really there's a little notch like right there and right here on the other side, and if you just pull straight down on them, so I'll show you. There you go. And then you can kind of wiggle the rest of it loose. That's the easiest way to get it, is just to take either a flathead or that tool and then just pull straight down. And there you go. Same setup. And these, I didn't have a problem with the 30 millimeter ones. Just the back one needed a little bit bigger one. These are 30 millimeter. I would assume if there is, it's going to be probably a similar style. So, and then just pops right back into place like that.